Hey guys, Jeremy here at My Way MFG. Yeah, it's been about a week or so, and I've been working on the BSA. I got it running good. So as of right now, I haven't had it over like a mile or two. We're gonna get on today and actually do a long test ride on it. I'm gonna try to go 20, 25 miles with it. County roads here, don't have a license plate. We're just gonna see what happens. And at the end of the video, we'll talk about everything that went good and everything that went bad. Talk about parts that we lost that fell off. And I'll tell you what I did to get it running right. I didn't film it. It became quite evident what the problem was, and it was just a real quick thing, and I tried it and it fixed it. At least I think it did. And well, we're gonna see what happens here in a bit. I've went over everything. I think everything's tight, ready to go. So just kind of waiting on my GoPro batteries to charge up, and we're gonna give her a go. Waiting on those batteries to charge. I wanted to show you guys this. I've started practicing on the guitar again, and I had an old Lotus guitar that wasn't much good. I gave it to my son, told him if it breaks, throw it away. I'd had it since I was 17. The bridge was starting to lift, but anyway, I got on Marketplace the other day and I bought this nice Yamaha guitar, and I've done a lot of research on what to buy, and you start reading about the high-end guitars and stuff that I can't afford, and pretty much there's a general consensus that you can't go wrong with a Yamaha. Even the cheap ones play good. And this one I bought used. It was like 15 years old, but it was absolute beautiful, perfect condition. I got it cheap. And what I've been doing is switching back and forth, practicing between this one and that one, because the spacing is different on the fretboard. And I just feel that I can get my fingers moving better if I just keep switching back and forth between the two of them. So that's what I've been doing. But anyway, I'm really liking this Yamaha guitar right now. Model number on that Yamaha is an APX 500. It's like a concert size body. It's got electrical on it if you want to plug it in. But just very, very nice condition. Plays and sounds great. The other one up here is a old Silvertone from the 1930s. I ran the model number on it, and that belonged to my great-grandpa's sister. And the banjo belonged to my great-grandpa. And there's another banjo in a case down there that belonged to her husband, his brother-in-law. So I've got the two banjos and that guitar, and somewhere around here I'd have to dig it out. I've got a picture of them holding these instruments with their band, and it pictures them with all three instruments, and there's probably about 10 or more people in that band. They used to do barn dances, like square dance music, you know, back in the 1930s, and these were the instruments they played. This guitar, it actually plays nice. I don't think the neck is warped or anything, but it just doesn't have a very good sound to it. It's kind of twangy, but that's a cheap, you know, Supertone guitar from a Sears catalog. I don't know if something's wrong with it, or maybe that's just as good as it ever was. It might be all it ever had, you know. But anyway, it's not too bad to practice on. Like I say, it plays pretty good. The banjos, I have no idea how to play them. Or do I really care to know, because I typically find I don't like banjo music unless there's just maybe a little bit of it in a song or something, but songs that are just like Grandpa Jones banjo songs, nah, I don't like that stuff. Anyway. Hey guys, as you watch this upcoming video, check out the sky. It's got to be the prettiest blue sky that I've ever seen while filming a video. Anyway, enjoy. Yeah, here we go guys. Let's give this a try. See what happens. Starts good. be getting on the gravel. Got a few miles of this. you doing? It's running good. That chain, I found out, it's bouncing off the bottom of the oil tank once in a while.
Is that what that noise is?
Huh?
Is that what that noise is?
Pretty sure.
I thought it was a chain, but I couldn't tell if it was hitting the rear fender or...
I could see a trail on the bottom of the oil tank down here where it had hit, you know, and I tightened that up, but
I almost wondered if it wasn't kind of popping on this side, you know, in the exhaust, but it was so hard to tell.
It is.
Next time it does that, pull on your clutch and rev it up a little, see what happens.
I think my problem with this chain right now is that front sprocket's wore out and it's riding up on the teeth.
Ah, maybe it's skipping.
It might be.
Pulling.
But like right now it feels pretty good, but I bet if I rolled it just a little bit. That ain't bad.
Let me look here. I bet you I know what's going on. I bet you that. I remember Troy, one time when we were on our dirt bikes, it was his front sprocket was worn. It was slipping on the chain, you know, it hit a loose spot.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. It was hard to tell from me to hear where it was coming from.
It is for me too, and I can't really turn and look around. And then I think the clutch is slipping just a little, and it might be adjusted, but if I'm in there changing that front sprocket, I might just as well put a new clutch in it.
Yeah, if it's worn out. Mine's slipping too. I need to adjust it or replace it.
Over the winter or something, maybe. And I'd still like to paint the gas tank and fender. It seems running pretty good, though.
Yeah, it sounds good. Off your chain. I think your chain's hitting your inner case there a little bit occasionally for whatever reason. Maybe because your sprocket's worn or something.
Or that, or maybe there's supposed to be shims behind it or something.
That meter up in the air a little.
That It does sound like the vicinity of where it's coming from, though.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, but I couldn't tell. I wonder if it's also maybe something in the primary, in the clutch.
I don't know. When I had the cover off, everything looked okay, but I didn't really go through looking, you know. I just done a quick visual.
But if you look over here on your chain,
Yeah.
from this side of your, yeah, you can really see where it's been hitting something. Especially, see there on your,
Yeah, it's been hitting something right there. On the outside of it.
Yeah.
On the bottom.
yeah, this side on just the bottom. So I think if you investigate up in there, and it may not be the whole chain, maybe it's just because you said you spliced together two halves.
Yeah, I did. I can see it wore there, but not here.
Yeah, well, no, it did there.
It's on the inside top that, well, yeah, that's where it's at though, ain't it?
Yep. Something in there, too, and I bet, you know, that's probably your noise. It's very intermittent.
Probably got to do with that front sprocket.
Maybe. Just need to check her out better. You'll get it. I mean, otherwise, the engine, I think, is, you know, you proved it's good.
Yeah, I think the motor's good.
Geometry on everything else is good.
Maybe I can put this frame up on a block and roll that wheel and...
Get it to do it, maybe?
Or at least see if I've got a clearance issue somewhere where I can see.
Hard to see, isn't it? Right there.
The way they've put these damn front sprockets on these BSAs, it's hard to get a... Yeah, it's hard to get a visual of anything. I don't think any parts fell off. I gotta slow down that automatic oiler. That son of a bitch is throwing out a quart of oil.
Mine coats my back wheel too. Mine's got an adjustment. Of course, mine's different. Mine oils from the oil tank. Yours probably oils from the primary, I think, on these.
I think it's this little tube right here. And
yeah.
But where's it getting the oil from?
I thought they oiled out of the primary just a little bit, whereas mine oils out of the oil tank. I thought there was a bolt with a pilot hole in it. I thought that goes in your primary cover, but I could.
And it uses the tranny fluid, primary oil to.
I could be very wrong on that though.
I think this is motor oil. Maybe I'm leaking somewhere else, like a valve cover gasket or something. I got quite a bit of oil.
Nothing over here. Looks like it might have squished out over here now a little.
I had a hard time with that. It didn't really fit right. I kind of had to push it in my fingers as I was tightening it, you know?
Sometimes with those rubber gaskets, if you glue them to the cover,
yeah,
then it's a lot easier.
I think it might be a valve cover gasket issue. That's an easy fix, though.
I'll have more valve cover gaskets. I got more primary cover gaskets too if you go to take it out.
Other than that noise, I think I'm just down to little odds and ends.
Yeah, I think
you
you are too.
Guys made it home, met up with Dan partway through the ride, and we rode together the rest of the way. That was a really successful ride. I think probably 20, 25 miles probably, and nothing fell off. Everything worked good. So what did I do to get it running right? Well, I was getting ready to pull the bowls off the carburetor because I thought they weren't filling all the way. And the handles broke off that petcock. And when I took the gas lines loose, I had a real slow gas supply. So I got a pair of pliers in there and I opened that petcock all the way. And I thought, gosh, that's got to fix it, right? Well, it didn't. Like everything else I tried, it really didn't make a hell of a lot of difference. Dan comes over and we're looking at it, and he's like, I had one act just like that one time, and it turned out to be condensers. Well, I'd been thinking the condensers were on the point plate under there. There's a connection point that looks like the end of condensers, countersunk back in there. Turns out that wasn't the case. Those were just connection points. So I'm embarrassed to say I didn't have any condensers on it. So I wasn't going to find any BSA condensers, and it was a Saturday. Dan had a couple here that were brand new that were for an Alice Chalmer tractor. So I had a splice right there where this wire had ended, and I spliced it together to extend it. I just wired them in each side of the points and just bolted the bracket together, grounded it out to this nut on the other side. After I got the condensers on there, started running pretty good. Anyway, on the ride, what I've noticed is I've got a slapping noise occurring once in a while, and anytime I try to look for it, it's gone. It just comes and goes so quick and erratically, I'm having a hard time finding it. Dan and I got to looking after we got home, and this is what we saw. You can see it or not, right on the bottom links of the chain, there's shiny spots, like it's hitting on something occasionally. I can't visually see where it's hitting, but something's going on underneath this primary cover, and that's where it sounds like it's coming from. And that front sprocket is wore, and it kind of rides up on the teeth. So I think when I go to put a new front sprocket on there and I get all that apart and get the clutch basket out, I'm likely going to be able to see what that's been rubbing on. And I'm not going to be able to ride this very much until I get that figured out. Also, it seems like the clutch is slipping just a little bit, and I might be able to adjust it. We'll see what it looks like. We're going to have to take it out anyway to get to the front sprocket, so if it needs a new clutch, that would be the time to put that in. And I still need to get the right bolts for this primary cover. However, those are holding. And I think those are my major issues right now. And then maybe that's something we'll do during the winter and see if we can get a little paint on this gas tank and fender and stuff. But other than that, everything seems pretty good. If you jump on the throttle real hard, there's a bit of a hesitation. It might be running just a little bit lean. But all in all, I got to say it's working pretty good. And that was a pretty successful ride. Dan and I were just talking, and that's several rides we've done. And so far, neither one of us has broke down. At least not to where we have to cart them home, you know. So that's good. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for this video, and it might do it for the whole BSA series for a little while until we jump back on it at a later date. But tires are holding air. That's also good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So anyway, guys, this is Jeremy, and I want to thank all of you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all them things, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later.